For Off the Block, I'm Van Lopes, and I'm now joined by George Mason head coach Jay Hosack. And Jay, probably not the season opening start you would have liked in the win-loss column tonight, losing to UCLA, but a pretty impressive performance by you guys going toe-to-toe with the Bruins for 2 of the 3 games.
Yeah, obviously we would have liked to have gotten a W, and that's what you work for, but I think at this stage in the game and this early in the season, it's really about kind of finding your rhythm and figuring out your strengths and weaknesses and going from there. So, from that standpoint, I was really happy with the way our guys played. We stayed physical throughout the match. We never took our foot off the gas, and that's one of those things where you kind of live and die by that. And I thought tonight in Game 1 and in Game 3, we really controlled their serves. I thought we served pretty well and pretty aggressive. I think in Game 2 it got a little bit away from us, but for the most part, I was really proud of the way that our guys kept playing throughout the course of the match. The chants were just awesome. So, it's a loss, but in my eyes, it's a good step forward.
Yeah, and Coach, you kind of talk about this match looking at some of the early season volleyball that you see, a little bit of unforced errors on both sides. What do you do as a coach to try to clean up some of those unforced errors moving into your games this weekend?
Well, everybody you face, blocks at a different height, and so I think measuring your blockers kind of comes as the match goes. I think the other thing for us is that we're a pretty aggressive spring team, and if we get into a good rhythm, we're pretty dangerous. But I think we made a couple of untimely service errors at wrong times. But for the most part, again, it's one of those things where the better teams in the country are able to handle, the being physical longer strings of time. And then I think, as we get more and more experience together and we kind of figure things out, I think we'll be okay down the line. So, it's January volleyball. As my old boss Pat would say, it's January volleyball. It's expected, and we're not gonna be too disappointed about that right now.
And Coach, you look at the box score tonight for your team. Milas put up some big numbers, led you guys with 12 kills. How has he been able to develop as a volleyball player in the time that you've been able to see him in the gym this fall?
I think he's indicative actually of everybody. The first couple of weeks I was with the guys, there's some system tweaks and some expectations that were different maybe than before. And, it takes a little bit of time to get used to. You can't just automatically walk in and go, hey, we're making this switch or we're making this tweak, and all of a sudden expect it to be perfect. And so, as the season wears on, we're going to get really comfortable with that kind of stuff, and I don't think that'll be an issue in the future. So for us, it's just continuing to train the way that we do and keep pushing the guys and, perpetually being unsatisfied with where we're at. And I think, the guys have responded really well. They understood that it was a loss and they weren't happy about that, but they also, okay, this is a good step in the right direction and we'll get better. And so, you can't be upset with that.
Yeah. Coach, first time this season we've been able to see your team play. Also, really the first time people have been able to see UCLA play. What do you think makes them a really strong team this season?
Well, when I got the job, one of the things I asked the guys is what are some of your strengths? And one of them is, that they're a tight brotherhood, which I'm sure a lot of teams use, but they told me that they really like to get after it in the gym. And I thought the last 3 days of practice, I would have put us up against anybody in the country. We were so aggressive and just, not letting anybody get away with anything. And I think that's one of our strengths is, we come to the gym every day with our hard hats on and we're ready to get some work done. And, by the end of practice, everybody's sweaty and they feel like they've gotten better. That's really, that's where the rubber meets the road. It's trying to get 2% better where we can. And so, I love the guys for that, and I enjoy going to work every day. And that's really, that's 95% of it all.
And Coach, final question for you. This season or early season is nonstop for you. You're on the road, going to BYU for a couple matches this weekend. How excited are you to get on out to Provo?
Traveling is always fun for the simple reason that the guys get away from the normal surroundings and they're kind of forced to be around each other. There's no shortage of that on this road trip. I'm excited because our first 3 matches are the number 5, the number 3, and the number 1 team in the country. And that's a really good measuring stick as a coach, and it's a really good measuring stick as a player to see where you stack up against everybody else. And obviously, these matches count. As the year progresses and you get down to the to the final weeks and everybody starts looking at all the criteria, these matches count. So as much as I want to walk away with 2 victories this weekend, the realistic notion is that we're just going to go in and work hard and let the chips fall in May, win, lose, or draw. So